All right, I just want to take a quick look at this week's assignment. There's a little written assignment. I don't think it's that difficult to do. Do Sunday night, but it's here in week 9, this 23rd to 52. There is this thing about unions, right? I put in. But basically, are unions good for an economy, bad for an economy, indifferent for an economy? But what you should do is just take a look and see what unions say. And it's kind of simple to do, right? You can always just take a look at a specific union, right? They have their websites and see what they say about themselves and why they're good about themselves. The UAW is a great one. So if I took a look, again, UAW, United Auto Workers, of course. They'll tell you all about themselves if you hit about, and then who they are, what their reason is, and why they are basically necessary. They have FDR here on their website, right? Talking about the minimum wage that went into effect during the New Deal, of course, where government will try to raise the wages for everyone. They can try to get out of this deflationary time of the Great Depression. Democrats today, a lot of them want to raise the minimum wage. Again, Lord knows Bernie wants the $15. So take a look at this, what they say about themselves. They're a fascinating union. They do talk about themselves too. Again, we go into members here. They'll say why our union matters, and they'll talk to individually. You can listen to a couple of these individual people. And what do you think is the key thing? Why are unions? Are they a good thing or are they a bad thing? But there's also, you can take a look at the AFL-CIO. CIO, if I can get it correctly. Just make sure you cite these websites, please. I don't think it's that hard to. What we care about, the AFL-CIO. They will talk about basically things that they are good for the United States, of course, they will always say. You can always take a look a bit about this, what they are. The AFL is, again, one of the largest unions in this country is AFL-CIO. A lot of other unions are affiliated with them. But take a look and just note a couple of key things you think, why unions think they're a good idea. And then, of course, I've got the other side of it. There are these nurses. Again, there's no organization for nurses. They're nurses a lot of times in hospitals are deciding whether to go into a union or not go into a union. And they talk about the pros and cons here in this website link. So take a look at here. Again, you can see the right to work states. Again, these are the states in purple. What right to work means is if you join a union, or excuse me, you join a company that has a union, you don't have to join that union. You don't have to belong to it. So you get hired by a firm, and then that firm has a union contract. You can decide to opt out of the union. In New York, you see it is not a right to work state. It's called a closed shop state, where again, if you get hired by an organization that has a union, you have to join the union. Basically, the union will take money out of your paycheck, your union dues, automatically. So it makes the unions more powerful in these closed shop states. In the right to work states, unions aren't as powerful. So Wisconsin actually just turned into a right to work state, very controversial for Wisconsin. But take a look here. They got some of the cons and pros about unions, and look at both sides of the issue and see what you think of unions. Good idea or bad idea? Union membership down a lot. Of course, they tell you right here in this nurses one, right? Only 10%, 10.7% in 2016 were in unions, down from 20% in 1983, right? Notice they cite the Bureau of Labor Statistics, always a good place to go for data for your research paper. They have a lot of data on all kinds of different subjects. So take a look at this assignment, write me up a little bit about it. Hopefully it makes sense to you. and then the discussion board. So next week we'll get into the 50s and get into the 60s. So any questions, just email me. See if I can get out of here. I never remember how these things work. Have a nice weekend.